really on it. Starting the stream as well. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is episode 252. Usual disclaimer, raw version of the show, all flubs, etc. left intact. Watch via, wait a second, you're already watching via live. And I will publish the final, heavily edited, though hopefully less heavily, version of the show probably in 24 hours or so from time of recording. And if you're not in the continental US, or in Arizona, or certain parts of Indiana, or so I'm informed by police,
yes.
The show is actually an hour earlier than usual because the US, bizarrely enough, went on to daylight saving just after winter finished. So, yeah, I know you guys have a massive daylight saving period versus the rest of the world who don't do it for another few weeks, the changeover.
Yeah,
so anyway,
that changed a few years ago. It used to be much more similar.
I remember. It wasn't a big deal with Congress. They were going to save electricity or something.
Really?
They just got rid of it.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
Yeah. Now, for me, so...
That was a huge headache in IT when they did that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. Getting rid of it completely would be fantastic. Here in Australia, on the east coast, Queensland, the state where I live, the north one, doesn't have it. And I can hear music from somewhere, so let me just hunt that down.
Hey, Dak?
Yeah, Queensland doesn't have it, but the southern states
Yo, Dak!
do.
Thank you.
That was chill. Yes. All right, guys.
Did you tweet?
Oh, thank you.
Tweet.
Doing it now. Doing it now. Recording live. All right. I think we're good to go. I picked the winner. Let's do this. Seat of our pants. Okay, chill.
All right. Let me give it back to the top of the notes here.
And everyone is recording. Just
Yep.
confirm. Yep.
All right, going in 5. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast, the podcast that will crush them once and for all. This is episode 252, being recorded on Wednesday, March 16th, 2016. I'm your host, Jill, with our producer and co-host, Tio. Hi, Tio.
Hey, guys.
And our guests today are Fee and
Hello.
Dekian. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
So, Fiona, what you been up to the last couple of weeks?
What have I been up to? Utini events. I've been doing mostly those. As most of you know, I'm on mostly only on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So as I've been able, I've been doing those events that Dread has organized and running around planets with crazy people most of the time. Also trying to organize some raiding shenanigans and community building things, both within our guild and like mixed and matched with other guilds. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm just trying to get to know some people, get people playing together, taking a look at those achievements, some of which I don't even know about, that I still haven't gotten in the game. Trying to get things done like that. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Yeah, so I ran my agent a while ago for the first time in a long time.
Yep.
Her name is Odnia. She's an odd one. That wasn't meant to be a pun. Odnia, she is the first character I ever created on SWTOR.
Nice.
And I fell in love with that ship. And every time I play her, I just want to stay on the ship. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So, I wish I could share that with everyone. Here, take the ship. It's really nice. And I also found that HK51 and Treek, who are the two companions that you externally go get. They're not given to you as like a regular companion. They're hanging out on the ship waiting for me, and they have things to say to me, and I had no idea. So that was kind of fun. I was like, no way! They have little triangles over their heads. So
Yep.
I haven't even completed those conversations, but I saw that they're there. So that's what I've been doing.
That's something I hadn't thought about in terms of the actual companions once you start Knights of the Fallen Empire. They used to hang out on your ship, but presumably all the rest aren't anymore.
No, nobody's
I guess I don't
there
spend much
except
time
for
on my
Treek.
ship.
Yeah, nobody's there except Treek and HK-51. And they're in the same room.
Right.
At least on my ship. And we got T-shirts. We got Utini Rage T-shirts and Utini Knights T-shirt. Well, I haven't seen my Knights one yet, but I am currently wearing my Rage one. So.
Great. Yeah, they're it's a really good design. So.
Yes, very, very cool.
Awesome. Glad you like it.
Yeah.
All right, Dekion, what you been up to?
Oh gosh, this was actually a pretty busy week, SWTOR-wise. We started doing some mini events last week to lead up to Dread's main race. We called the main race the Jundland 500, presented by Rhodian Mayonnaise, so, where your sandwich shoots first. So Thursday night we did a mini pod race on Tatooine. And we wanted to make sure that the contestants had to race through the pirates or through the Outlaws' Den, so they would get flagged as PvP.
Nice.
Mostly because they didn't know we had Sukai and Zamzam waiting on them.
Woohoo!
So Sukai and Zamzam were nice enough to help out and take some pot shots at folks as they flew
Sort of
through the Outlaws' Den.
Were
Were
they
they
dressed
just the
like
sand
Tusken
people?
Raiders?
Exactly.
They weren't, but they said they would next time.
Right. The next time, we didn't want them to kill the player. We just wanted them to knock him off the mount and that sort of thing.
I died anyway, I'm just saying.
Right. Well, the finish line was the Sarlacc Pit, which is where we all ended up standing there and dueling each other, with the occasional killing of a Gamorrean guard, who would kind of get in the way of our duels.
Did everyone get worm food? The
Yes.
title?
I
Yes,
made sure that happened.
Yes. While I was in the
Got
Outlaws' Den, I was checking out some of the vendors, and I found Collector Kezit. And I don't remember this change being announced. I don't remember ever hearing about this change. But he has 5 or 6 items that he sells. And he sells them for $3,600 a piece. And they're just gray items. And when you hover over them, it actually says, this item has no use but can be sold to a vendor. So I tried it. I bought one. I walked over to Kezit and tried to sell it. He only bought it back for $360. So watch out.
Don't fall for that scam.
Yeah,
It's
don't
a
fall
trap.
for that. Friday night, Fee and I joined the Unholy Alliance WOG run, and we raided a 16-man story Terror from Beyond, which was really cool. I had never done that before, so it was brand new
quite a
content to
one.
me, and
Yeah.
it was
so
very
cool.
fun. It was so cool. It was pretty late when we started. They do everything on Pacific time, so here in the Midwest, I think we got started about 10 o'clock, and probably about 1 we were all pretty tired. We got really close to the end of the Terror from Beyond fight, and we just wiped, and so we decided that we would postpone until Sunday when everybody
Everyone
could get
was
together.
getting crabby. Very
Yes.
crabby.
What bosses did you like in there?
I really liked Terror from Beyond. That was such a cool fight with the platforms and jumping
Yes.
through the tubes, and especially being a DPS, having that extended range that I could fight
Yeah.
with.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing. So Fiona is a healer. Like, you guys know that. I do heals, and I don't claim to be great at it, but it's the only thing I do. So I go into this What's an Ops group, and I get to be a What's a DPS. So that was fun. My healer spec, Sork, did DPS during this
Yeah.
operation, so it was a hoot.
And we were looking at it in Star Parse afterwards, just kind of laughing at
Oh,
her
gosh.
400 and 500 DPS average.
952, yeah.
So then Saturday, I started playing Gree again because it was the event this week. I finally reached my champion status, so I was able to get my legacy offhand lightsaber.
Nice.
One thing that I did notice is I have 14 alts, right? I have 14 tunes. You actually get the reputation for just completing that starter. So go to the fleet, pick up the mission, go talk to the droid on Gree, bam, you get 300 reputation points. So by just doing that on all of my tunes, I was able to get over 3,000 rep points just for changing back and forth. So that's kind of a little hint. Nice little tip.
Cheater.
Yeah. Is there a minimum? Do you know of a minimum level? I can't remember if you have to be.
I'm
You
not
probably have to be
sure.
Ilum level ish.
Ilum
I'm
is
guessing
50, I think.
50-ish.
Yeah. That's what I would guess too.
Yeah, and then Saturday we did Dread's big event, the Jundland 500 presented by Rodian Mayonnaise. The first race was on Tatooine, and the prize money was 5 million credits, which is
Nice.
pretty big chunk of change.
Yeah.
And that went to our very own Emblara, who is JP, as most of you know. So he was able to take that away. And then we returned to Hoth to do our second race. And again, the winner took away 5 million credits. Runners-up, by the way, did get a couple of Rodian Mayonnaise sent to us by our sponsor. And Lokira won the Hoth race.
Very nice.
So that's pretty much what we did. I want to thank Unholy Alliance for inviting us to their WOG, and it was great fun, especially being able to finish it on Sunday, and everybody was a little fresher, and I'm much happier and not as tired, and so we took us 12 minutes to finish it.
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Because you pretty much
After
got
the
it on like the
9
second.
hours. Yeah.
Right. You got it on like the second attempt or something.
First.
Yeah, I mean,
we just
it was
did
the
it.
first attempt.
Yeah.
Nice.
We just went in
So-
and did it. It was amazing.
Yep. So that was my week. It was action packed.
Yeah, it was. All right, Tio, how about your week?
Only thing I really did in game was more heroics, because when Swodarista brought it up last week that she'd been copying my example of doing the heroics, I realised I hadn't been, so I got back into that. Let's see what I did. Tatooine, Voss, Korriban, and Ilum. There's a couple on Korriban which are really easy. You may
Very.
remember them if you've leveled any character
Right.
through that, and
You could almost solo them at level.
yeah, especially once you got your companion, they were really easy.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much it. Due to all kinds of other commitments, I have missed out on the race, which is a bit of a shame due to reasons. However, I did want to actually talk about our guild for a little bit. This is our Utini Rage and Utini Knights Guild. Just talking with the other officers, including Dredd and Dekion. We were talking about granting them more privileges within the guild just to make them a little more effective. And we decided to expand their ranks. So Suki and his brother Ort will become deck officers in both Guild and Rage.
Very cool.
Become officers in both Guild and Rage. And Fiona, who's here on the show
Fiona.
right now, we are also going to add to the ranks of our deck officers in the guild. So congratulations, Fee.
Well,
deserved.
thank
Very nice.
you. How exciting for me. What a nice announcement.
All good.
Hey, Sammy.
That's Sammy, right? Anyway, that's my week. Over to you, Chill.
All right. First, a shout out to the chat room. Ben B55 is here. Bill 6046. Blacklock is here. Castaneda 8390. Corette Delantre. Darth Brundlefly. Dekion Diggity 82. Dreadx. Drebob1. Drunken Dark Side Podcast. Digos W. Elion D. Gahana. Ignacio 88 is here. Jackins Lorhin Palace. Falson, Slayer's Orange, Sludgester, Thomas _ Sunrunner, Tukor, let's see, Vesrod, Brakash, and let's see, Warlock and Zamzam are all here. Hello, everyone. All right, and this was my son's birthday weekend, so had a lot going on. It's also his cousin's birthday weekend as well, so a lot of family stuff going on. Kept me busy. Didn't get a ton of in-game time during the weekend, but I did do PvP multiple times this week. I'm working on the Booming Vocoder mission on the Republic side because that's where my operations main is, and when I'm done with that, I'll probably just PvP on the Imp side. I'm also already started doing some Imp side PvP on Chill Hulk, the Power Tech, and I might stick with that, or I might choose another tune. I'm still kind of open and as to where I go with that. so far. It's pretty reasonable DPS. I can't remember the name of the spec, but it's one of the 2 DPS specs on PowerTech, and yeah, it's reasonably good, reasonably effective, and I'm enjoying it, but I might want to try some other characters too, just to see what other classes are up to nowadays. So no final decision on that yet, but it is fun. Really happy to get back into PvP. So, all right, and that will bring us to the tip of the week, and we've got 2 tips this week. First tip is from Inro Keeg of Utini Rage. This submission is about crafting. I've been synth weaving on my Pubalt, and I found that at level 64 I can craft and equip level 212 purple gear. Unmoddable, of course. I don't know if this has always been this way, but I thought it interesting because you can only get level 208 mods at level 64. I'm sure this is the same for all crafting items, just another reason to craft.
So that 212 craftable gear is, as you said, unmoddable, which means stats are fixed. And the whole advantage of the moddable stuff is you can mix and match the stats to min-max your character. So the 212 is not a bad place to be, but if you really want the good stuff, you'd need to do operations, starting with story mode and then hard mode, to get the really good mods. You can't just craft them.
That's
that
right.
gear is kind of cool looking too, though. So if you like your outfit designer, you may want to get a friend who's a synth weaver to make you a cool chest and what's it called, legs piece. Because I think it's cool, but I can't get the chest piece to make for my synth weaver. So
why not?
Okay.
if you've got, it's a drop. It's one of those that drops, and it's the only one I don't have. So
Right.
if anyone's got one, look for Fiona.
Excellent. All right. Second tip from Will. Don't forget to do the bonus missions on the Star Fortress solo runs. Besides the fat amount of credits you receive, you'll gain influence for different companions, depending on which one you pick and the companion with you. Good hunting.
There you go.
Fair
There are
point.
quite a few achievements and stuff to do in there, so
Yes.
yeah, there's plenty to do in the Star Fortress Eye.
All right. By random allotment, the winner is Inro Keeg. So congratulations, Inro Keeg. You are the winner of a Tonfon or M83R droid pet code, courtesy of BioWare, and an OotiniCast provided cartel market pack from the latest shipment. And if you'd like a chance to win the same, please send your tips to OotiniCast@gmail.com by next Tuesday. And that will bring us to the holo feed. Tio?
Well, let's start with the whole legendary status, and a few characters out there are a bit less legendary than they were previously. This all happened with Game Update 4.2, and there was a post about this. They remind us that the system was put in place to reward players who had completed all 8 class stories, all the way through Act 3, which is the 1 to 50 original part of the game. And you get a little fancy icon next to your name, and well, that's pretty much it, really. But
I love that icon.
legendary.
Though. I love that icon.
it is.
I'm proud of
So apparently, the reason that people lost it was that when they first introduced the whole Insta60 start at 60 token thing, there was a bug. Sometimes a character made from a token would grant completion of 4 that was required for the class story for legendary status. That was not intended. So this has come up a few times before. People have actually done that, actually triggered the completion, got the achievement. And yeah, so anyway, it looks like they've removed that. So if you actually want to get your legendary status back, you're going to have to level a character the old-fashioned way.
All right.
Yeah, anyway.
That was funny because people were suddenly, you'd hear it. Oh my gosh, where's my icon? Da, da, da. And I was like, well, mine's still there. I don't know. I mean, if anyone, what's going on? It's interesting that nobody put it together for quite a while.
Seems a little strange they didn't mention it either, as in, like in the patch notes where they said, be aware.
Hey, by the way.
Yeah. Now, just to follow up from the March producer livestream, that was last week, with Ben Irving and Eric Musco. One of the things they mentioned as quality of life improvements coming with Chapter 12 in April is the updated server select UI. So, if you look at the old one, what you see is a whole lot of columns there, the name of the server, how many characters you've got, the type, which is either PvE, PvP, RP, or RP PvP. Of course, just one of those left in the American, US side. where the server is located, East Coast, West Coast, or Europe, of course, and the population, light, standard, heavy, full. We've all seen those at various times. On the PTS now, if you actually go back to the server select screen, there's only the one value there, of course, for the open public test server. You can see what the new server select screen looks like. And it's only got three columns now. The server name, how many characters you've got, and its location. Now, there's two things that have been obviously removed here. Firstly, the population.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that was always, you could consider that a little misleading, because it's more reflecting how many characters are on there contrasted with server capacity, and if they increase the capacity of the hardware, even though the same number of people could be on it. 1 week it was standard, but now it's light because they've just added more hardware, whatever. So maybe they just took it away to remove confusion. Or maybe they took it away to not give any indication of the success or otherwise of the game, as people do derive from that. But anyway, to remove confusion, if anything else. And the other thing they removed was the designation of its type. Now, we know with the whole game focus areas, the new feature that would allow you to switch instances between PvP and PvE, PvP servers certainly didn't mean anything anymore. But there was a question about RP.
Yeah.
Because an RP server is really just a label. It's just, So, but now it seems there won't be any RP servers specifically. And I doubt there's going to be RP
Is this the only
instances.
picture we have? Is this the only picture we have with the public test server?
Correct.
Maybe when it goes live, maybe they'll say blah 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 parentheses RP and parentheses or something.
Yep,
they could
that's
do that.
absolutely true. Yeah,
That's
they probably won't, but yeah, they could.
Well,
they could
we'll see.
do that. Yeah, I took this picture myself, so that's what you see right now on the PTS.
I wonder
There's
if
always
if-
role players, though, everywhere. I mean, I have a little bit of role player in me. My Jedi's never going to look like a commando, for one thing.
Right.
And I also wonder if they just don't have the open public test server labeled as, RP, PvP, or PvE, and so that column doesn't show up.
Yeah, possible, but more likely they would just leave it blank in that case. Or, we will see in early April. Alright, just a few other things that people notice. Slicing nodes have been nerfed in that they were apparently dropping more credits than intended, so the lockboxes you can get from them have changed from prototype blue to premium green. So yeah, less credits. And this will not impact the actual crew skill missions. You'll still get the blue ones from that. So
It's
just
still
the nodes
free
when you slice
credits.
them. It is just free credits.
So, count it a win.
Now, someone asked, will Season 7 of Ranked PvP launch on the 5th of April with Chapter 12? And the response from BioWare is pretty much the same it's been every time the next ranked season comes up. The team is still discussing what the plans are for the start of the next season. As soon as I have more information, I'll pass it on. So these discussions are clearly ongoing for whatever reason.
Yeah.
We've really got
Don't know
no
what that
hint
means.
as to what is holding them up. I would guess they wanted to let the new war zones, Odessa Proving Ground and the Rishi Arena, just settle out. Mainly the arena, I guess.
Right, so people have some idea of what's going on.
For at least a chapter or two. So that would mean that ranked Season 7 would launch in May or June at a guess. But I guess they'll let us know.
Okay.
Now, the question had come up before, what about the Conquest bonus? What happens to that when there is a 5th stronghold? Now, as you know, for the 4 strongholds that you have right now and the 4 you can unlock, every one, if you maximize it, as in have sufficient decos and everything opened up, it gives you a percentage bonus, each contributing 25% for a total of, if you completely maxed out all 4 strongholds, you will get a 100% bonus to your conquest. The points you earn during conquest for personal and guild. So now that we will have 5 in Chapter 12, what happens then? And the answer, and this is the one I guessed, because it just kind of is common sense, was that they would take the top 4, the 4 out of 5, if you had got all 5 unlocked, the 4 most completed.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so if you're right now got 100%, once you got that fifth slot, you will still have 100% because that fifth slot will presumably be, once, even when you get it, pretty much close to zero.
Right.
Now,
So-
can you rearrange those?
What do you mean?
It's just
So
the
it
top
takes the top four. So
Yeah, exactly.
what if I want my fifth
The
one?
top four most complete.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
from a programmer point of view, that just makes a lot of sense. But anyway, because it's quite easy to do. Now, I had a couple of comments from the community. Master Fallow said, I was not looking forward to my conquest bonus going down, so I'm glad they chose this method. Yeah, it is one that will certainly have zero impact on anyone right now. But Cody Dog said they should really just increase it to 125%. Easy for moving forward if they release more strongholds. That's a good point. You have a fifth stronghold. If you maximise that, it just gives you yet another 25% on top of the existing. Though it would sort of mean that everyone would be kind of obliged, if you're in any way serious about Conquest, to must go spray decos all over your fifth stronghold. And you'd just have to buy it. So I haven't got Yavin 4 yet, you just have to get it to get the maximum Conquest bonus. So this way, at least you've got the choice. And you
That's
can focus on
nice.
those strongholds you want. So, either way. Now, speaking of Conquest, there's something a bit weird going on this week. It seems that the Conquest objectives, which include completing operations, aren't working. Getting
Right.
the Conquest points for the weekly mission for doing an operation or whatever is okay. That is working, will grant the points. But
Okay.
completing the operations does not.
That's right. JP is having that problem. One of our guildies was mentioning it because we have that contest going on right now. So he was like, "Wait, I did it!" and he took screenshots and talking to Dredd about it. So yeah, it's definitely kind of wacky.
Indeed. So, no official word on that. We don't know what's going on. Swadarista did comment, this was in a Reddit thread where they were discussing it, that the objective bonuses don't match up with what's listed on Dolphy. And that Dolphy stuff is Dynamite, of course. So,
Yeah.
something just went a bit weird this week. Which is a bit of a shame because it's the Otini event for
Right.
this week is the Otini Conquest.
It is.
So-
That's where JP's having his issues. He's like, "But I want my points. I did it."
Right.
And basically, you can see that he did it because he is locked out of the op. So he just doesn't get credit with the conquest points, apparently.
Right.
So Dredd might have to do some math on his own.
All right, next, the PTS has been updated yet again. There's a whole lot of more changes to the Odessa Proving Ground, the new 8v8 Warzone. I won't go through them because this just continues to change, and what I think we'll do is once it's actually released and we've got some patch notes that explain exactly how it all works, we'll just go through that. So not long now, actually. I mean, it is due in on Tuesday, 5th of April. It will turn up with Game Update 4.3, which is just under 3 weeks away. So, woohoo!
Oh my word.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, apparently players are no longer able to wiggle their way out of the spawn area.
What was
Wiggle.
that? You can wiggle?
Oh,
I didn't
apparently.
know my character could wiggle.
Well, there you've got something to investigate there. I'm sure it's
Right?
possible.
Slash wiggle.
Slash wiggle. That is probably a thing.
Yeah, okay. Nothing else there. Now, just a quick comment on the community team. It's been very, very quiet this week. There have been no dev posts at all. Last dev posts were last week. And there's also been no tweets from either Eric Musco or Tate Watson. So, don't know. Maybe they're on holiday, or maybe they're really, really busy.
Busy.
At Swotor on Twitter, which is kind of a
Right.
marketing account these days, is very active though, so that's certainly working just fine. And I also happened to notice that Tate Watson, who was formerly Community Production Coordinator, that was his title while he's been on the community team, as of February, he's now an assistant producer.
Ah,
So,
congratulations.
congratulations, Tate. Though he's
Yeah.
still posting on the forums as if he was doing the patches and everything else, so don't know how his duties have changed, but he is now an assistant producer. So yes, congratulations.
Very exciting.
Now, speaking of Bioware people, Charles Boyd, lead writer extraordinaire, or actually he's what was it? Lead designer hyphen creative
Wow.
on SWOTOR.
That's
Now,
fancy.
he tweeted. Firstly, they released his Inside the Story, Disavowed, on YouTube. Now remember, this was instead of the story streams. I'll link to it, of course. It's on Star Wars The Old Republic's YouTube channel. It's a little shorter than I expected. It was only 1 minute and 23 seconds. Yeah, so it's like, it's the usual style, like Charles Boyd is being interviewed by someone. Of course, it's just Charles speaking. He's looking off camera at the interviewer.
Right.
Yeah, the usual style they do with this rather than him looking directly at the camera. He gives a quick summary of Knights of the Fallen Empire. He talks about how it's recruiting your alliance to defeat the Eternal Empire, big bad. And then he gives a quick summary of what's in Chapter 10, including who Arik Jorgen is, etc. So, it's kind of cool. Just really, really, really concise, short, succinct. And yeah, the audio levels were also a bit wonky as well between Charles and the in-game audio that they showed, but still pretty cool. Yeah, hopefully the next one will be a little more substantial. But anyway, Charles Boyd also tweeted out this week, it's that time again, heading to LA for the next round of SWOTOR voiceover with our amazing cast of talent.
Yay!
Man,
Always nice.
so
And
cool.
And he said in response to someone, we're very fortunate to have so many amazingly talented people involved, both acting and recording. Acting.
I wonder if they're getting ready to bring back the rest of our companions.
Ooh.
Possibly. And
Wow.
there's one more tweet of interest. Risks of the job. Jennifer Hale performs a speech and it takes everything you have not to charge out of the room and go to battle. So, she is, of course, one of she's the female trooper, I believe.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, who is she?
Yep. So
Okay.
that means they've got the main characters, the whole
Right.
massive cast who are all of our voices, all 16 for English, and then all the other ones for the other languages.
Oh, my word.
They're
yeah.
recording real interactions, so this is clearly for future chapters. Now the question is, what is this? Is this the remainder of Knights of the Fallen Empire? Because I would have thought they did all the voice work for that already. Or are they doing something else? Where something else could be, who knows, Season 2, which will be, I still think, a new expansion, just like Knights of the Fallen Empire was, launched towards the end of the year, bringing Season 2 of the story.
Intrigue.
We will see. We will see. Of course, we've got no other information. All right.
Somebody in the chat room just said that she also played Satil.
Oh, Satil Shan. Yeah, okay, maybe.
Oh.
Okay, well, that sort of defeats my theory. Maybe it was just alliance interactions. But hopefully not. Hopefully not.
I
Maybe we'll
found
get to
out.
see Satil again.
I love Satil. I love Satil. I found out that the male trooper, oh gosh, now I'm going to mix it up. It's either the trooper or the smuggler is Brian Bloom, who was Dusty on the soap opera I watched when I was in high school.
Oh, well. How about that?
Huge crush on
Nice.
him when I was a kid. Oh my word. So that's kind of fun.
Does it make you want to play that character?
I would like to just to hear his voice, because every once in a while I heard it because Jackie On played a male trooper / smuggler. I can't remember which one it was. And every once in a while I'd be like, I recognize that. Yeah. So that was kind of fun, just to find out who's now doing different things. Like,
Right.
yeah, soap opera actor to
That is
SWTOR
cool.
voice actor is kind of fun.
All right, let's just talk some other Star Wars news, just because we all like Star Wars, of course. Firstly, there's a letter that was read by John Viega on some show where they were just reading letters from various people, from Alec Guinness to his friend Anne Kaufman. And this was from a long time ago, the actual letters, because obviously he's dead now. So, and the couple of letters were from 22nd December, not sure what year. I've been offered a movie, 20th Century Fox, which I may accept if they come up with proper money. London and North Africa starting in mid-March. Science fiction, which gives me pause, but it is to be directed by Paul Sick Lucas,
Paul
as in, yeah, that's weird, who did American Graffiti, which makes me
Sick
feel
mean-
I know what sick means, but as in it's misspelt.
Well, sick means
just
the
said the
editor has
wrong
left
thing.
it as it was originally written, even though there's something incorrect about it.
Ah, okay. So, George instead of Paul. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
John, Ringo.
Which makes me feel I should. Big part. Fairy tale rubbish. Could be interesting, perhaps.
Fairy tale rubbish, but could be interesting, perhaps. That's
Obviously
awesome.
talking about A New Hope, of course.
Oh
Now,
my
there's
gosh.
Now, presumably a few months later, on 18th of March, he said, "New rubbish dialogue reaches me every other day on wadges of pink paper." And none of it
I love
makes
the
my
word
character-
wedges. That's a new favorite word of mine. That's awesome. I've never heard that slang before. That's great. I assume it means great big slabs.
Presumably, yeah. He goes on, "And none of it makes my character clear or even bearable. I just think, thankfully, of the lovely bread, which will help me keep going until next April, even if Yahoo collapses in a week. I must off to studio and work with a dwarf. He's very sweet. He has to wash in
A bidet.
Bidet.
a bidet. And your fellow countrymen Mark Hamill and Tennyson, that can't be right, Ford. Ellison? No, well, a rangy, languid young man who is probably intelligent and amusing. But, oh God, they make me feel 90 and treat me as if I was 106. Oh, Harrison Ford. Ever heard of him?
That is super funny. They treat
love
me
it.
as if I was 106. Oh, poor guy.
I'll bet they did.
I wonder what was going on in April with Yahoo collapses in a week. Is that a different movie he was thinking of
Yeah.
being part of?
Apparently it was a play based on Gulliver's Travels.
Okay.
No, not the Yahoo, which is the internet company, which would have been...
Wasn't even around.
This was probably pre-ish internet at that point, yes.
Yeah. So
That is
Yahoo
so
yeah,
cool.
I think it's sometimes pronounced Yahoo even when you're referring to the Gulliver's Travels version.
Ah, right.
Oh.
Yeah, and it came to mean idiot. I can't remember exactly what the reference is within Gulliver's Travels.
Is that where it started? In
Yeah,
Gulliver's
from
Travels?
Gulliver's Travels.
Oh, I had no idea.
The
Learning.
lesser-known word Brobdingnagian is also from that, as well as Lilliputian, of course.
Right.
But yeah, Yahoo or Yahoo is also from Gulliver's Travels.
Oh.
All right, now another bit of Star Wars stuff I came across. This is from a guy by the name of Pablo Hidalgo, who worked on West End Games, who did the Star Wars role-playing game way back in the day.
yeah.
And what he's been tweeting out is a few screenshots from his Star Wars style guide, version 2.0, August 1994. So, it doesn't seem that long ago,
cool.
but some of us are just old. So anyway, the Star Wars Style Book is your Bible to writing for West End Games Star Wars role-playing game and all its supplements, and contains several sections covering many aspects of writing for Star Wars and West End. So this is for the people actually producing the source material that the various gamers would use in their own role-playing games. Remember, this is the pen and paper version, not the computer games.
Yes. Yeah, it was a good one. I loved West End games back in the day.
Yep, I played them too. Late
Yeah, they
80s,
also
early
did.
90s.
Yep,
Yeah.
they also did Paranoia. They had some really good games.
I don't have any idea what any of this is, but it's fascinating.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons, but with
Sure.
lightsabers.
Okay.
It's a pen and paper role playing game for Star Wars.
Yeah, I think I bought it back in the day as well. Don't think I ever... Oh, I did play a game or two. Anyway, just a few snapshots that he put out there on Twitter. Some writing advice. No superlatives or absolutes. Don't make stuff the biggest or best or worst or most of anything. You can make something big and impressive and nasty by sheer description. You may not use these absolute descriptives because somehow, somewhere, somebody will come up with something bigger and badder. And they probably were inspired by your idea in the first place. So never say your thing is the biggest, because there's
That's
always going to
right.
be something bigger.
Right.
And similarly, don't make sweeping statements about the nature of the Star Wars galaxy. Instead of saying all custom inspectors in the galaxy will do this, limit your perspective to something more local. Custom inspectors on this planet. So remember, you're writing galaxy-wide here. So just remember, it's not just all the same. There is a whole lot of variety.
Right.
Yep.
I love it.
Oh, this one's good. Trouble spots. Feel free to introduce new elements to the universe, like alien ships and planets, but be careful to maintain the balance of the universe. Don't advance the technology, because Star Wars, nothing ever changes. Change the power structure of the galaxy, or anything like that. We aren't interested in teleportation, gadgets, super-duper hyperdrives, or aliens invade the galaxy. And as Pablo said, that last one, lol, because if you read the EU stuff, yeah, we sort of went down that route, yeah.
Yeah. But not from a role-playing game, but from
Indeed,
novels and stuff.
indeed.
Where they have I would assume they would have a little more latitude and that sort of thing.
Indeed. Now, Pablo says, this would have saved a lot of EU headaches had this rule been universal, and it is, do not talk about the past. You may not discuss anything of galactic significance which occurs prior to Star Wars New Hope. This includes subjects such as the Clone Wars, specifics about the Old Republic, how the Emperor rose to power, how the rebellion stole the X-Wing prototype, the fall of the Republic, the extermination of the Jedi Knights, the history of Emperor Palpatine or Darth Vader, the Mandalorians, or anything about the history of the Jedi Knights. Very wise, but of course the EU ventured way into that territory, and then George Lucas made the prequels and everything else screwed up. Yeah.
That's funny.
Let me see. Oh, very good piece of writing advice. One space after a period. A full stop, not two. Space. That's for you, John.
Yep.
That just makes it look good when it's
the
justified.
way.
That's true.
I learned that the same thing when I learned how to type back on a mechanical typewriter. Yes,
Right.
really.
Click, 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 click. Yep, me too.
Yeah, indeed. And finally, create real and logical characters. Star Wars is a real universe. Star Wars is more than good guys versus bad guys. Star Wars... people in the Star Wars universe are real people with real motivations, goals, faults, and weaknesses. Create three-dimensional, interesting, complex characters with depth, etc. He goes on, granted the Empire is evil, but let's see some realistic evil. The Empire is trying to control people and maintain power. They're not going to execute people unless they think it will get them something. Obedience from those who are around, for instance. The citizens of the Empire are, more often than not, just folks who don't realise how evil the Empire can be because it never affects them personally. And I've got to say, the representation of the Empire, well, the Sith Empire in SWTOR, in Star Wars The Old Republic, actually pretty much adheres to this. Their portrayal of the evil Empire is actually pretty good at portraying obviously the Sith are in control, but it's still a big empire. So, very nice.
Yep.
They would be proud. All right, anyway. So, after that brief diversion to general Star Wars topics, let's talk community. Firstly, thanks to our latest Utini patron, Justin C. Thank you, mate. And I wanted to mention Apiron. We already talked about it. This is a remake of Knights of the Old Republic using, and I got this wrong last time, it's actually the Unreal 4 engine, not Unreal 3, so the latest and greatest. And Mr. Matty Plants, who's a streamer, actually had the world premiere of KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic's gameplay footage using this new engine, the Apiron game. It's pre-alpha, but he gave us a walk through Lower and Upper City Terrace,
Nice.
which is obviously featured at the beginning of Knights of the Old Republic. The Endar Spire, the ship where you start off, and I'm sure we've all come across the Endar Spire on Terrace.
On Terrace.
And finally, Anchorhead on Tatooine. And it's just amazing. It's a short YouTube video, so you can actually watch that. I'll link to it. Really, really good. It looks incredible. So, now, interestingly, players will have the option between third and first person. Obviously, in KOTOR, it was just third person, but now you can play first person if you want, make him feel kind of more like a shooter. It is only single player, so no multiplayer option,
Okay.
just like KOTOR. And you will be able to pause combat, because it is still round-based, as was KOTOR. It is pausable, the rounds are computed within milliseconds, so it does feel fluid, whatever that means. So, yeah. I believe if you didn't pause it, you could just play it as if it was just a regular shooter, but with the pausing you can get your companion to do whatever and other stuff. Audio and interface will be in English, and they've got French and Spanish confirmed, possible German and Italian as well. So anyway, if you can find out more, I will link to the Apiron project, and you can follow them on Twitter, Apiron_KOTOR. Now, next I wanted to bring up Sashari, co-host of Passionately Casual. He put out a post called Bad Motivators and the Rise of Player-Generated Group Content, where he gives kudos to Dred's work in organising our own Utini events. The gist of the article, which I'll link to of course, is that our lives tend to be busy, so when we do have free time, it's up to us what we do in it. And saying I'm bored in my free time is really a little bit silly. You can always find something you want to do. And that's especially true in a game like Star Wars The Old Republic. Now, he doesn't discount the fact that those people who like to raid and do group content are being a little starved of new stuff at the moment.
Yeah,
But
definitely
he
said
does
that.
say that, and gives Dread as an example, and Unholy Alliances as well, of the kind of stuff that you can do to actually
Yes.
have fun in the game. So,
And we have been having fun, and it was so cool to see this article because I saw it linked on Twitter, and I was like, "You guys, you guys, you guys!" I was so excited. So, it's great to see people recognizing that, step up, do your thing, and play with us, and we'll all have fun together, kind of thing.
exactly.
Yeah. Yep. And this week I did listen to the most recent Passionately Casual, and yeah, it was this was the sort of the main topic of that episode as well. So
The
Good
roundtable
stuff.
discussion, yeah. Yeah, that was actually quite good. Featuring our own Dread, in fact.
Yep.
He did join them, and Elion D as well. So, who's been a frequent correspondence with the show. So, yeah, nice work, guys.
Yeah.
All
Both
right.
of them were in the walk that we did, whatever it was called. What's the name of that one we did?
Terra from Beyond.
Thank you. Can never remember the name. They were both in Terra from Beyond that we did with Unholy Alliances.
Yes.
So it was fun to see people who I know from Twitter and have heard of in our chat or whatever. It's fun. I'm seeing the community as a bigger and wider thing now, just because
Nice.
I've gotten a little more involved, which is super
Right.
fun.
Excellent. Now, speaking of guild events and co-guild events, I have a little clip which Jesse and Dekion put together, which I will now play, and then, Dekion, you got a few more things to say about it?
Yes.
Okay. I might have to adjust the audio volume once it goes. Oops.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Hi, I'm Jessie from Unholy Alliance and Wiki Mistake Guilds, and I'm here with Dekion from the Utini Knights and Utini Rage Guilds. We want to tell you about a couple of fun community events that are coming in the next few weeks.
On Saturday, March 19th at 6 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern, the Pubside Prom, sponsored by Wookiee Mistake on the Bowcaster, Valor Class Republic Cruiser, which is their guild ship. This is a social event including dancing, drinking, dueling, and out-of-this-galaxy door prizes. Dress to impress and bring a date, your favorite companion, or come stag and leave your options open. There will be music and TeamSpeak, and you can request your favorite prom song on the Google Drive, which is linked in the OotiniCast show notes and the unholyalliance.org.
Then coming up in April, on Saturday, April 9th, the Unholy Utini Parade of Strongholds. We'll travel as a group from one glorious stronghold to the next, and you can show off your decorating chops in your lavish abode, or just come along and check out the creativity of others. There will be prizes awarded for a variety of categories. More information will be posted on OotiniCast.com and at unholyalliance.org.
These events are an ongoing effort of Utini and Unholy Alliance guilds to bring the larger SWTOR community together in fun events in the game we all love to play.
To keep up with what's going on, follow at OotiniCast and at Unholy Alliances on Twitter, or check out the websites. In-game, you can /cjoin Utini on both factions for in-game chat.
And remember, these events are for the entire community, not just members of these guilds, and will take place on the Harbinger server.
And that's it.
Very nice. I like the jukebox music behind it.
Right, so as that clip said, we have the Pubside Prom this Saturday over on Unholy Alliance's guild ship on the Pubside. It's really fun. We did this with them during the Extra Life Day event back in November. And basically they get a DJ, everybody gets on TeamSpeak. We have song requests. You show your favorite dance emote. There's going to be dueling. Random prizes are given out. So it's usually a lot of fun. And, like I said, they do have the professional DJ actually host the event. So it's pretty cool. And then in April, our joint event is going to be a parade of strongholds, where we will probably have a group on both sides of the faction, and we will basically just as an ops group go to each stronghold. Details on that are coming soon, so stay tuned.
And there are achievements for having people in your stronghold, so hopefully we can get some of those. Aside from, the two people and the 5 people.
Right, and we will have...
Which I'm happy to help you with any night of the week or weekend.
We will have several different prizes for different categories for the strongholds, and so what we'll do is we'll have people sign up, and then we'll probably have maybe 10 or 15 minutes dedicated to that stronghold, and then move to the next one, just to keep the time down. That was a big problem we had in November.
Yes.
We had a lot of people, and we only could get about half done because everybody, you want to go in, you want to brag about your place. Oh, this room and that room and this room and that room. And so I think we're going to just say, pick your favorite room to talk about, but we will be giving away prizes for different categories.
And you always want to know what the decorations are. That's my problem. I'm like, oh, tell me what this is. Come find me. And you start jumping your character up and down. Like, what is this? Because you can't click on things and find out the names. Hello, SWTOR, put that in there.
That sounds like fun.
It does.
Yeah.
It does indeed. All right, thanks, guys. And final bit of community news, and this is a little sad. Old Republic Radio published episode 145. No, you can't have our stuff, and that's it for them. As you know, Nathan and his crew are a bunch of dedicated raiders who do the hard mode stuff, obviously, and they are just kind of a bit over the lack of news on any kind of new operations. It's been a long, long time. The last operations that we got, of course, were Templar Sacrifice and the Ravagers towards the end of 2014. So we're getting on towards 1.5 years since the last operation, and still no hint of any to come. And so they're basically packing their bags and going away. If new operations turn up, maybe they will come back. But yeah, without any new operations, I got really nothing to talk about. So it's sad. Obviously, this is a segment of the community which really likes to raid, and with new operations, and they've done all the ones out there already to death, they just want something new to do. So can't blame them, and you guys will be missed.
Yeah, I didn't realize it had been so long, just because I have never been a part of that community, so I honestly just... I'm like, yay, let's do something new, because it's new to me, but gosh, that's... wow.
Yeah, I mean, for new players coming into the game and players who are only starting to raid recently, obviously there's this huge array of new operations, whole lot of new content for you. I mean, it's just fantastic. But if you've been here since the beginning and just been doing them as they've come out, it's all a bit samey. But that's okay, there's still plenty of other stuff to do. Anyway, that's the news.
Okay, and Tio, we may have already done that, but did we in fact thank Justin C., the latest patron?
We did.
Okay, good. Alright, so let me get back here. Alright, that'll bring us to the Academy, and this week, Swatarisa tells us about crafting, focusing on those crew skills that make things.
And that will be a 6-minute clip, which you will see here in the real version of the show, or you can watch her YouTube incarnation of it sometime in the next few weeks.
Alright, that'll bring us to the Force Feedback, where we read out your tweets and emails. And we'll start off with Master Lou, who says, your podcast is impeccable.
Oh. You guys still there?
Hello?
I'm still here.
Alright, we
here.
just lost Chill.
Oh, chill, come back.
He's still in the dock, so let's just give him a moment.
Okay.
Apparently our podcast is impeccable.
Yes, it is.
A style and elegance, the SWTOR community. Server error. We'll try to reconnect. Server error. That's a new one.
That's weird. So, if you're going to go to the prom with me?
Stuff. Oh, well, I wasn't sure I was ever going to be asked.
Well, you know.
You slacker dick. What are you doing?
Well, I was keeping my options open.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Of course I'll go to prom with you.
Oh, that's cute. You guys.
Now I have to find an outfit. Oh my gosh. I have to go shopping.
All right, we're still waiting for Chill. In the meantime, who hasn't sung for us yet? Fiona?
What? What do we have to do?
Just sing something. That's fine. We just got to fill
something?
the dead air because we can't have the people.
Oh, that's right. We can't not be entertaining them.
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
should
gosh, I
vamp,
sing
I
all
believe
day
is the word.
long, and now you put
There
me
you
on the
go.
spot, and I can't do it. So, wow. Seriously, I can't even think of a song. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And we can do it in a round. Everyone.
I sing that to my my daughter, actually. She quite likes it.
Aww.
She loves singing. It's just incredible. All right, this could devolve into baby talk, so let's try not to go that way.
Funny. I figure we're
right.
all going to be singing at the prom, so, you know, come out to the prom, guys, and sing with me in chat, so I'm not the only one. Oh, poor Chill. That was really weird. He's just, like, gone. I thought I'd done something. I'm like, what'd I do? I broke it.
All right, Chill. I don't know what to do to bring you in. I could try inviting. Try rebooting your box. Because that really does fix many things.
Yes, it does. Did you restart it? My phone doesn't work. Did you restart it?
Is it plugged in? Is it switched on?
Oh, that's the best question ever.
You'd be surprised. Is your network cable actually connected? You kicked it out. Ah, how about that?
One I read on notalwaysright.com, I think it was, it's about retail, was a customer service rep received a call, and the guy got super mad at her. And he was like, it doesn't work. What's the problem? Why can't you help me? And she's like, well, are the lights on in the computer? And he like gets super mad and goes, the lights are out. The electricity isn't even on. And she was like, mm-hmm. That would be why.
Didn't you know computers work without electricity? They use magic.
Yeah,
Or
he
perhaps
got super
the
mad at her
Force.
because she didn't realize his electricity was off.
Wow. Yeah, well, some
Brilliant.
people aren't too technically minded, you could say.
I guess.
All right. Now, Chill's restarting his computer, apparently. And if that doesn't work, I will read the feedback and we will probably close the show. Because
Okay.
I don't really want to restart the Hangout at this point, and I'm not even sure
Sure.
that would work. Yeah, Chill could also try a different browser. That would also probably do it. I mean, he's got internet connectivity, so nothing else should really block him out. And you guys are still online, and you're in America, so...
It's
They
a time
haven't blown the
change.
country up, apparently.
We'll blame it on the time change.
Or the election. We can do that. Oh, bummer. Not working.
Alright, Chill's rebooting now.
Yeah.
Well, what I could do is start reading through the feedback, and then he can take over when he gets back. That could work. Alright, let's do that.
Alright.
Because rebooting takes a while, because I don't think Chill's got an SSD. Alright, our first message is from Master Lou, who says, your podcast is impeccable. You guys bring a style and elegance to the SWOTOR community. High praise. Thank you very much, Master Lou. Very
nice.
much appreciated. Now, Yumiro, responding to me when I was wondering last week whether macro binoculars did anything in Chapter 11's puzzle. And Yumiro says, I tried my macro binocs when it got to the bunker and nothing popped up anywhere. Which is a real shame because they have done that in the past. Ever since we got macro binoculars, whenever there's anything like that, they tend to throw in something that will, like a clue for using the macro binoculars. But apparently they didn't this time.
I actually started my MCR droid missions on each planet to try to finish those off.
Finally.
Excellent. Well done.
Yeah, some
Now-
of that's the only thing you have left on the planet. Like, I have
Right.
only those left, and I was like, what are they anyway? And then I found one accidentally on Hoth one day.
You guys have both got Datacron Master and Lore Master?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have Lore Master. I do have that.
It's quite an epic trip, clicking on all those lore objects, and a
Yes.
lot of them, as it turns out.
I did find a few over the weekend, however. I tweeted those out.
Sure. Right. Mm-hmm. Lore objects.
Found one on Voss, and I found one
Shiny
on
yes.
blue
Adaway.
things. That was funny.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Those were an encounter of the unfortunate kind, I guess. Did you run away successfully or not?
Oh, no.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, some of those lore objects are not exactly what you would expect.
I always
Surprise.
click them, too. I'm surprised I haven't died many times over just clicking blue
Mm-hmm.
things. Because I'm like, shiny!
Alright, 8-Bit Benny says, giving Discord a go. So far a promising gamer chat program. Remember, that is what the guys have talked about. Deck and Dread set it up for us. It is a voice chat. There's versions for the PC, of course. It's got a web client, so you can do chat, and there are apps for Android and iOS at least. So, cross-platform, supposedly quite good, and currently free. It is lacking a business model, but whatever. I'm sure they'll sort that out one way or the other.
Yeah, we're actually starting to put other people on that aren't members of our guild. So we've got Moxie's, I think, is a member now. And so he pops in every now and then to say hi.
Oh, cool.
So it's just slowly growing.
And as our correspondent last week commented, you can do all kinds of stuff with it in terms of having just a general alternative to a forum for people to discuss things and whatever.
Yeah.
And
It's been nice
news
to be
and
able to-
events.
It's been nice to be able to reach people outside of the game.
Yeah.
Right. That's where JP's been sharing his pictures of his lockouts with Dread.
Yes,
in
that is
Discord.
what he's been doing.
All right, Mail says, I have spent about as much as Charlie being subbed to WoW for 11 years with expansions. Jesus Christ. Lay off the cartel packs, man.
Seriously, Charlie, come on.
Charlie is the whale, the Swotal whale that is
Yes,
keeping the game
seriously.
funded for everyone else. Thank you, Charlie. Much
He's
Thank
also
you, Charlie.
very entertaining. Oh,
Indeed.
my word. My
His
gosh.
pack opening videos are certainly worth watching
Yes.
every time.
Definitely.
The last one, I don't even know why I remember this, but he gets the little pets, and he's always like, oh, all right, well, it's cute. And then he got it was called a painted ag dog. He's like, why would you paint an ag dog? And then he's like, all right, and moves on. It just made me giggle. I don't know.
In the chat, Blacklock was asking, when is the Utini Rage Datacron hunt? And Dredd answered, it is on Saturday, US Saturday, the 26th of March, 2016, which happens to coincide with our Utini Down Under event, which is happening in Melbourne, where we've got quite a few people getting together for fun and games and meeting us all and just having a good time. Our old
wish I
friend
could be
Chong is
there.
coming over from the US. It should be amazing.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Nice.
very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just going down to the weekend, which happens to be the Easter weekend, which should
Oh,
be...
gosh.
Indeed.
All
But
kinds
that's
of
okay.
stuff going on.
Indeed. Moving on to back to our news, back to our mail. West Rider says Eric Jorgen was see-through for me last
What?
night in some of the scenes. Weird, another small bug. So a transparent Eric Jorgen.
I didn't have any bugs. I went in there and I was like, yes, bugs. I'm going to see weird things. Nothing. Like, I opened it up. I'm like, he's dressed. I was like almost disappointed. I didn't have to
yeah.
restart it. I didn't have any bugs. I figured all the puzzles out. So I had like the flawless experience with it.
Right. Well, aside from naked Eric Jorgen myself, which I then reset and he was dressed again, mine was flawless as well, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, except for the puzzle. Something there worked a bit weird. Like when you clicked on the things, they didn't stay clicked, but they had clicked.
Huh.
Something.
That's
yeah.
weird.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Strange.
Now, Megacode said, I like the idea of world PvP having extra rewards, like obtaining Warzone comms with PvE kills if flagged. However, it'd be nice to have like a 15-minute personal death cooldown, so we could get stuff done while working on missions instead of being ganked.
That's a good
I
idea.
don't like that idea, but now that we can switch to PvE instances, if someone is harassing you, It's now a very, very, very easy fix. You just switch to PvE for a while, then switch back when they've gone away or got bored or whatever happened to those sociopaths.
Yeah.
Now, is there going to be a cooldown on that?
If they added it, yes. Oh, sorry. What are you asking?
If there's a cooldown on switching between PvP and PvE.
The cooldown is roughly 3 minutes, the same it is changing any instance.
Got it. Okay.
Got it.
Because I tested that out on the PTS just to see, because it's a good question. Now, Police says cross-faction war zones would work with Kotfi. Hutball is gladiatorial. Training sim is already used in same faction war zones. So yeah, thinking that through, we asked whether, now as you know, a Decent Proving Ground is going to have cross-faction teams, so any given team will have people from Republic and Empire, and even though they've confirmed that will not apply to the other war zones, is very possible they could do it in the future. So it'd be like another kind of sim mode, because at the moment you can have Empire versus Empire, Republic versus Republic, and it's a training simulation. So if you have players from both factions on the same team and they're doing the alliance, then why not? Why not a training sim with mixed teams as well? Though you got to wonder, that doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense pre-65, because 65 and Kotfi is when we get this whole alliance thing where the Empire and Republic are working together in a strange and unnatural way, I may say. So maybe it only applies once you're 65 for in-game PvP. Though, hell, why not? May as well just do it all across the board. Welcome back, Chill.
Hey, how's it going?
How'd your recording go? Did you...
Rebooted. I did save the old one before I
Thank you.
shut it down, so should be all good.
Are you recording again? With
I am recording
part
again.
2.
It's still, there's still BS programs coming up from the reboot, but
all right.
I will try to... I'm just trying to get all the notes and everything going.
Okay.
I thought I broke it.
All right, let me read one more.
It was a weird bug.
Yeah, okay. Let me read one more, and then Chill will do the rest. Now, last week I asked whether anyone had encountered the boss facing bug, where the client and server kind of got desynced. In terms of boss looks like he's facing one way, but all his effects and everything else is going a completely different way, which is a little disturbing, and that turned up. And I was just wondering whether anyone had encountered those bugs in Game Update 4.2. Though, and the responses seem to be a little inconclusive. A lot of people seem to be having more success, but some people had seen the bugs, so we were wondering if it had been kind of stealth fixed, because they said, of course, that it will be fixed in April in 4.3, and they were kind of hoping maybe they'll get it done early. It looks like they didn't. I assume they would have claimed that in the patch notes if they had anyway. Alright, Chill, you ready to... continue?
Okay, and we're starting with Rondoir, correct?
No, that's the one I just read, so...
Oh, was it?
Bill. Yes. It was all
Okay, so
pertaining to
Bill.
them.
Yeah, so it'll be
Yeah.
Bill's.
It's
Okay.
a lot of bills. I can't keep them straight.
Bill, aka at One Big Boar, who plays Nelson in game. Good afternoon. I wanted to say thanks for several things. First, for your podcast, which does nothing but get better. Well, thank you, Bill. Thanks for having the guests you do and the way you interact with them. The other thing I'm thankful for is inviting my poor Jedi Knight into your guild. He's been on the shelf for years, and I'm dusting him off to try to complete that story for my legacy on the Harbinger. I'll be mostly waving from the sidelines of the things that go on, but I do appreciate it. I've been listening for a while, and I'm finally a patron. Keep up the good work. You are appreciated.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much for those kind words.
He
We
actually...
had an... Yeah, go ahead.
I was actually running through one of the planets, and he whispered me saying how much he liked the podcast. And
Oh, cool.
I looked, and I didn't see his name in any of the guild lists, and so I had asked him, a little bit about the show and everything, and he said he listens as much as he can. He really likes Tio and Chill, and that he was actually a Patreon of it, and so that met the requirements, and so I offered, would you like an invite? And
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, at first no, I'm not very active, and I was like, nonsense. Let's get you in here. Let's start having some fun. And so,
Being
I
active
think
is
it's really
not a
cool.
prerequisite.
I see that he wrote this in, and I think that's really cool. That kind of brings the human side of the game in.
Yeah. Totally reminded us, Dekion and I, of kind of what would have happened to us. Like, we were kind of like, hey guys, you're really cool, and we're just over here like saying hi, and so bye, thanks for playing, and and then finally Mariah was like, come to the top, and I'm like, he just reminded us of ourselves, like, no, I don't want to be a part of the guild, I never play, I'm not good. So it was kind of fun to be like, no, you're gonna do this, come on. So it was fun.
Well said.
All right. Totally wrote, I got this over at Unholy Alliances. Made my day. Hashtag Wagalicious. It's Palpatine over Anakin on Mustafar after his fight with Obi-Wan.
Looking a bit charbroiled. Yep.
Yeah. And the meme in meme text it says, healers be like, why did you stand in the fire?
Oh gosh.
Yep, that's pretty much it. All right. Inro Keeg of our own Utini Rage wrote, in celebration of your recent 250th episode, I thought your listeners would like to hear how everything got started. Where and how did Chill and Tio meet? What did you decide? What made you decide to start a podcast? Did you have one before with another game? I believe you had another guild and called it Utini Knights and Rage. What was the first guild called, and who came up with the new name? That's a few sample questions. Just trying to encourage you all to do this. Thanks.
I agree.
Well,
I know what your answer will be.
Well, actually, we've answered all these already in our Utini Inception video, which, in celebration of our 250 episodes, which was a couple of episodes ago, but what we're going to do is release that publicly. So Utini Inception will put that onto our YouTube channel for all to see.
Cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
It's been patron only for
And
some
I
time.
believe I've been forgetting to send it out to our newest patrons, so much easier if we just make it public.
I'm gonna be really. It's gonna be really cool to find out Tio rescued Chill from a prison camp.
Right, the down and dirty details of this.
So yes, all that and more answered. Though,
Yes.
just to answer that last one, our original guild was called it was called Robes on Head, and Rob came up with that name, and I was the one who decided that we would call it Utini Knights and Utini Rage when we moved to the Harbinger from Space Slug, our original server. But anyway, a full story in Utini Inception video.
Very cool. I look forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. All right. Will wrote, have there been SWTOR action figures before? And how about more with in-game goodie codes?
Well, there have been before, and yeah, that would be nice. So, but of course, there's a whole lot of economic reasoning behind this. Would it actually make enough money for them to go through the production run, etc., etc.?
There were a couple of SWTOR Lego kits as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're cool as a couple of the fighters.
Yeah. So,
And I do believe that there is a Revan action figure. I think.
that came out recently. Yeah.
Yes.
So, no guarantees, of course, and I wouldn't bet on it. It'd be nice if it happened. Yeah.
All right. Turg wrote, here's all the Force Awakens Easter eggs and references. Definitely worth watching.
On YouTube, and yes, a whole lot of Easter eggs that they packed into The Force Awakens, and
Really?
Turg in his tweet said all in quotes because, well, they think they got them all, but they could. That's the whole nature of Easter eggs. They tend to be hidden, so maybe not obvious. It's actually quite long, and there's quite a few of them. So, yes.
Oh.
Cool.
And who just stuck that in?
Yeah, that was
was
cool.
me.
Dekion
Nice.
did.
Dekion, tell us about that.
I just did a quick Google and found a Darth Malgus action figure from the Star Wars
Nice.
Expanded Universe. So, who knows if it's fake? Who knows if it's real? But it definitely looks good.
Indeed.
Certainly looks
Character debut.
authentic. Very nice. All right.
I'm just a little concerned because it's branded with Kenner.
Yeah, Kenner.
Not sure
They
how
don't
long
really exist anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Looks good, though.
All right. Tenderheart Pirate wrote, I need advice about a love issue. If I romance Kaleo and I want to romance Reyna, are there any glitches?
So I will link to the answer in case you ever want to do this. And apparently there is a way of romancing both of them simultaneously.
You guys.
Yeah.
So
Silly
Juggling.
romances in the game.
Yeah.
The question is, which one are you going to bring to prom?
Right?
Yep, and and how? I guess I don't know. I guess Kalia would either be very dangerous or just wouldn't give a damn if you're running around behind her back.
Yeah.
She's probably
Or she'd
already doing
hurt
the same to you.
That's
Right.
probably true.
indeed.
All right, Greg Road caved and bought a 5-pack. Sorry, Jason, can you move your? Thank you. Greg Road caved and bought a 5-pack of gambling boxes. Got the crazy stand-up mount and a Core Slug Soldier Handler license.
Oh,
Very
that
nice.
hell.
is
Really?
creepy looking.
Really? Wow.
It is, yeah. There's a lot of the monster companions now. They're it's not just the act dogs anymore. That's for damn sure.
Nice. Yeah.
Charlie
Yeah, and you
showed
can-
that thing. Ugh,
Yeah.
it's so gross looking. I just don't want it. No.
He had that, and he had the stand-up mount as well. Yeah, the
Oh yeah.
stand-up mount is kind of fun, actually.
And he's
It
like,
is. And it's
ooh, I like that.
Yeah, he was excited.
the Vectron Vertica is perfect for platforming.
And pole dancing.
I use that strictly for my Datacron runs now because it's got the point at the bottom where it
Right where
hits-
you are.
Right, exactly where you are,
wow.
and so you know exactly where you're going to land.
Nice.
There you go. That's good
There's
advice. Nice.
There's
Yeah.
a tip of the week. All right. Cal wrote, I randomly pugged EV hard mode and won 3 decos, 3,220
No,
pieces.
3. 220
Three
pieces.
220 pieces.
Oh, okay. 2. I see. I randomly pegged EV hard mode and won 3 decos, 3 220 pieces, a dark matter catalyst, and the 224 main hand. Hashtag lucky. Wow.
Yeah,
the
you certainly
heck?
are. He was just
That's
greeting, apparently.
crazy.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe some people were skipping. I don't know. And also, yay! Kyle writes, I finally got the Loyalty to the Bounty Hunter achievement on my smuggler.
Yep.
Which is weird. Now, the loyalty to the bounty hunter achievement you get for getting max affection with all bounty hunter companions, and Cal just happened to have Blizz out. So apparently,
Oh.
it's all legacy wired. So if you get the sufficient affection with Blizz, you get the achievement. There
That's
you
good
go.
to know because I, again
good
with
to-
the agent, threw my agent into coffee, and then the second I got into it was like, whoa, Scorpio, I don't have her max. So I maybe can get Scorpio maxed out on someone else and get the same sort of weird achievement.
Yeah, it's nice that it works on other
Yeah.
other
Indeed.
classes. Okay, did you want to read these too? Sounded like you were jumping in on that one.
No,
Last-
no. Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't even get the next one. So
It's because it's based on an American advertisement.
Yes.
Master
it is.
Blue sent in a picture of the AT-AT with its head, on the snow, having been destroyed, and a couple of snow troopers. One of them starts to say, "I like a good neighbor, state," and the other one says, "Shut the hell up, Frank."
See, what happens is you get taken into the office of a State Farm agent when you do that in ads.
okay.
Or vice versa.
Yeah,
they
you
come
got to
out
have
you.
context for it, I think.
Yeah.
And then a Boba Fett cartoon. There they are. And it's yes, of course, a bounty hunter. So he just found the bounty paper towels in the grocery store.
In the sale aisle. Oh, boy.
Yeah, indeed. Star Wars humor.
Yep.
And one more. It's a gif of it's from Return of the Jedi when Leia actually gets shot in the shoulder. Galactic Empire Employee of the Month TK-714 presented for being the only stormtrooper to successfully shoot one of the heroes.
That is funny.
Indeed. And that was from our guildmate, JP. Nice,
Nice.
mate. Nice
Even
one.
that's a glancing blow.
Indeed. I was surprised at the time they actually let one of the heroes get hurt.
Yeah. And Leah, of all people, hurt the girl. Come on.
Glancing blow, yes. All right, now anything else we want to cover before we wrap it up? Any question? I haven't seen any questions.
I haven't really been following in Twitch, so.
No.
Just give people a second. Good to see all the regular people watching. Hi guys.
Hey, everyone. Oh, this is funny to flip through.
Yeah, Luke got his hand cut off, but not by a stormtrooper. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that was not a stormtrooper.
All right, let's wrap it.
All right, then that's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Harbinger server, or in our Guild on the Empire side, do a /c join Utini to join the Utini channel. Then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to OotiniCast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @OotiniCast. You can find contact details for all of us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe to us using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Go to OotiniCast.com/live to find out how to join in. Our theme song is from Mevio's Music Alley. Check it out at music.mevio.com. That's MEVIO. And thank you to the chat room, and thank you to Fee and Dick. How you doing?
Yay, thanks
Yay.
for having us.
Thanks for having us back.
And we'll see you next week.
And keep recording. You guys know the drill because you're veterans of the process now. Thank you for watching, everyone. Now, next week...
How's the Utini Rage contest coming?
Oh, we haven't got any at all.
Really?
Oh, okay. We'll need to advertise that some more.
I'll tweet it out. In fact, there's a bunch of stuff I should do for that, like a post and other bits and pieces, so I'll do all of that, and we'll talk about it on next week's show. Speaking of which, the usual time, no one's changing daylight saving this weekend, so same time as it is this show, and it will be a shorter show than usual, in fact, probably similar to this one, because Jill has to go, and I have to fly to Melbourne that afternoon. I've got to do all the editing, so yes.
Yep.
So anyway... We better start on time, Jill. And Swadarista will be joining us next week. I believe is our only guest.
Fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
And